spirit in this group. You wanted to be a part of this tribe. In order to be a part of this tribe, you wanted to do what the rest of the tribe was doing. And Neil said this morning, he said, I wasn't even done saying the store will be open in a minute, and the line all of a sudden had gone all the way to the back. And I said, Eureka, Eureka, you gave me what I wanted to talk about today. Because, now get ready for this. This is very important. Do not miss what I'm about to say. Do not miss this. If you're taking notes, get ready to write this down. We need to get back to in-person presentations, yes or yes? Yes. We need to have, you see, the reason, when you saw people lining up, you went, oh no, fear of missing out. You said, I'm not going to get any. You said, wait a minute, I want to get my rewards points. You said, wait a minute. What else? 10%. I want to get my 10% reward points. I want to get my free shipping. Don't miss this. This is so good. Oh my gosh. Everybody else was doing it. Everybody say, ooh ah.
Ooh ah.
You did not want to be left out. You did not want to be left out, yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, would it be okay if I shared a story with you?
Yes.
I'm not feeling it. Would it be okay if I shared a story with you?
Yes.
Okay. Always say, would it be okay if I shared a story with you? Because that allows the conscious mind, the gatekeeper, to open up and let me come into your subconscious mind. I just don't start telling stories. Stories are the secret to doing everything that we do here, yes or yes?
Yes.
Kyle Helm taught it to us, right? What are the 3 things you need to do to tell your story? Number 1, what is it?
Why?
What is it?
Okay, you got here. Where was?
How did you get here? Write it down. Number 1, the way you tell your story is number 1, how did I get here? Okay, number 2, what is it? What got you excited about Avini? Number 3, what is it? Why did I say yes? Yes, yes, or yes? Yes. Now, we taught this to 150 people on Thursday. Nobody remembered. Okay? This is why what Chip was talking about yesterday is you need immersion. Everybody say immersion.
Immersion.
Repetition and reinforcement are the? Repetition and reinforcement are the? Okay. You guys got to study. You got to listen. All right? I'm going to show you the podcast again. All right? I'm going to show you the sign up for the podcast. You want the podcast to help you with your repetition and reinforcement. Let's get back to the story, okay? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I get a call from a network marketing company, and they say, we were wondering if you could come and speak at our national convention in Canada. And I said, great, yes, I'm very interested. They said, we'll have about 2,000 people there, and you spoke at our convention in Vancouver a couple years ago, and everybody loved you. And they said, I said, why do you have an interest in me coming to speak again? And they said, well, we just had John Maxwell come and speak for us. And he sat on the stage for an hour and a half and sold us his book for like an hour and a half. And he sat in a chair, right? So I said, well, I'm kind of known for, kind of running around a little bit, And they said, that's why we're interested in having you come back, because you brought a lot of energy. And now, see, I know that Maxwell gets $50,000 for a talk. Wow. So I'm not as famous as Maxwell by any stretch of the imagination. And so I'm concerned now about what's going to happen next. And they're concerned as well because they don't want to pay 50 grand. They're not going to pay 50 grand to me anyway, right? They're not. So I'm doing a quick computation in my head. and write this down if you're taking notes, is I said to myself, how much do you believe in yourself? That's a real critical question for everybody to ask here at this meeting this weekend. How much do you believe in yourself? And hopefully I'll remember to tell a story as we end about believing in myself. But in this time, I said, how much do I believe in myself? And I said, what was her name? Jackie. I said, Jackie. I said, she goes, how much would it be? The moment of truth. How much would you charge to come and speak at our convention? And I said, well, before I answer that, can I ask you a question? And she said, sure. And I said, would I be able to make an offer and sell some products of mine for training, digital products and some CDs? And she said, yes, we could accommodate that. Yes, absolutely. And then I said the most important thing I've ever said. I said, would I be able to hand out an order form at the beginning of the presentation? And she said, I don't have any problem at all with you passing out an order form to 2,000 or 3,000 people. I said, okay. I said, if you'll allow me to sell, now I'm thinking, Maxwell makes $50,000. That's pretty good. I'd like to make $50,000. But I said, how much do I believe in myself? And I said, if you'll pay my expenses, I'll come and speak for free. And she goes, oh man, I get chills. Because I was so broke. I had so little money. I was in so much trouble. Okay, you want to know how much trouble I was in? I didn't even know because the accountants hadn't told me how much I owed the IRS because from my divorce I was so screwed up I haven't paid taxes in 5 years. Everybody said, ooh, my Spanish speaker is muy mal. Qué lástima, qué lástima. Oh, right, Pablo? Qué lástima. Horrible? What did you say? Horrible? Horrible! So I didn't know it, but I was 250 grand in debt. Anybody worried about your credit card debt? I had 250 grand. I had to climb out of that hole, right? So I got big trouble. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to speak for free. How much do I believe in myself? So, they ended up with 3,000 people. We passed out 3,000 forms. I couldn't even afford to photocopy the forms. But I had my people hand a form to everybody. Now get ready for this. I saw people look at the form and they were disgusted. Because it had prices on it, retail prices. And it was a lot of money for 3 different packages. Notice the theme? Everybody say 3. 3. I had 3 packages, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And it had retail prices, and I saw people throw the form down in disgust. I saw other people look at the form and go, okay, well, he's trying to sell something, I guess, okay, whatever. And then I saw other people, about 20% of the people, maybe 15% of the people, read the entire form. I could see them reading every single line of the form. Okay? One of the things I was lucky enough to have as the universe had my back, I had one of the people in that group had taken one of my personal coaching courses, and she had promoted to a big rank. So I got Erin up on the stage, and she gave a what? She gave a testimonial. Then I went through the form, and I had them crossing off all the retail prices and putting in all the wholesale prices, and then I funneled them down to one choice, which was the middle choice, and I said, if you'll go to the back of the room and you will get that middle choice, I will give you all of these bonuses today. And I went, bonus, 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 bonus. If you do it today, and only today while I'm in Ottawa, will you receive those bonuses. Ready, set, go. And the auditorium started to stand up and people started running for the back table where I had my son, Corey. He was like, At one point, Corey and I were down underneath the table. He doesn't know anything about our financial condition. He thinks we're rich, right? Because you never scare your kids, right? You don't scare your kids. You don't say, you may not have a house next month, right? And we looked at each other and he was like, Dad, this is freaking awesome. And I'm like, you have no idea how awesome it is. Oh my gosh, we get to live and eat for another year, probably. Oh man. So that day we closed $82,500. 82.5. Now, what's the lesson? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The other part of the lesson, I'm going to talk about believing in myself in a minute. But the other part of the lesson was I used everything that I had learned in selling and studying and reading. Everything from Zig Ziglar, Tom Hopkins, everybody that I had ever trained with, I poured into that one presentation. Every bit of bonding, every testimonial. You see, when you're showing Avini, the Avini business, everybody say the business. When you're showing the Avini business to people, you want to play every ace. Say, play every ace. Play every ace. You don't want to phone it in. You want to play every ace. You want to have everything to your advantage. You want to have the group. If you can get it in person, you'll do it in person. If you can't do it in person, you'll do it in Zoom. Can I get an amen? Amen. You got to figure out a way to get people in groups and to do full presentations. This is what I believe. I could be wrong. Check with your leader about this. But my belief is that we need to go back to being in the homes. Yes or yes? Yes. We need to be back in the kitchens. We need to be back at group presentations, in your church basement, at your chiropractor's office. Yes or yes? Yes? We need to be in front of people so that we can pass out an order form, right? The reason I invented this was people kept coming to me and they said, we do a presentation, we have 10 guests there, and 10 guests leave, and nobody buys anything that night. And then I'm chasing them around, and I can only get 2 or 3 of them to buy. Tony Goddard, have you seen it happen? Right? I just saw her nod to somebody and go, uh-huh. And I kept hearing this over and over again, so I invented the order form that directs people, only gives them 3 choices, and they get to pick the one. And here's the beautiful thing, 80% of them pick the middle one. What if our middle one was $4.99? Ooh, everybody say ooh ah. What if it was $4.99? But see, everybody in that auditorium, just like yesterday, got caught up in the spirit. They got caught up in the belief. They were afraid of missing out. They wanted to get their stuff before anybody else did. I had people at that place, they were throwing elbows to get to that table. Right? I love that kind of desire, don't you and your buyers? Yeah. I need this stuff. I have to have it, and I will have it. If you don't create urgency, they're not going to buy, and they're not going to join, and they're not going to build a business. Yes or yes? Yes. Oh man. Okay. Where are we? Okay, good.